How is a man standing up for his feelings? How is a man defending his honor? How is a man having self-respect considered emotional? Reciprocation, everybody needs reciprocation because it shows that you feel the exact same about the other person, that it's an even thing. If you're giving and not getting anything, I don't care who you are, you're gonna sit there and say, wait, what am I doing? It can't be one-sided. One person cannot be in charge of pain. One person cannot be in charge of the romance. One person cannot be in charge of the caring. Why? Because I'm the guy, right? It's not my job, your job to make the guy feel loved. It's just your job to give it up every once in a while and hang out, right? That's the extent of your job. Is that what it is? Is that what we're here for? Is that an adult relationship? I have a girlfriend, or I did have a girlfriend. If you were dating me and my birthday was coming up, I asked you very clearly, would you spend time with me? Would you attempt to take me out? Would you attempt to do anything for me? If it's not me, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. But do nothing at all besides a text message and a Facebook post is laughable. I'm not saying because she's my girlfriend, she's supposed to do something for me. No. What I'm saying though is because she's my girlfriend, she should have wanted to do something for me. There's so many things in the last 2 weeks that I can't believe, that I can't believe because again, I feel foolish. I put in all this effort for nothing. Again, she's not a terrible person. But she is inconsiderate, I guess, doesn't know how to be a girlfriend. She's not a good girlfriend.
The human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While the typical man is a simple creature, there exists a subgroup, the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex, allegedly. However, they are dismissed and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone. Joe, Jason, and Manny are the last of the nice guys.
Previously on Last of the Nice Guys, Jason had a girlfriend. Spoilers. All right. So what's going on, guys? This is Jason.
Shit. I wasn't expecting that at all. Hi, I'm Manny, and hey, guys.
I didn't want to do hey.
Hey, how's it going? Everybody great? Did everybody have a good Father's Day? No? Okay, no one cares. We're on the card.
We're absolutely getting into that. So yes,
we hope everybody had a good Father's Day, but we're only going to talk about ours.
Yes, exactly. So before today's topic, of course, is called Portrait of a Breakup from a Man's Point of View. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, we're going to discuss, our Father's Day. We did have a Father's Day. We didn't do a Father's Day special, which I really wanted to do, but I forgot to ask you guys. So I'll ask you. So Manny, how was your Father's Day?
Bland, boring. No, but again, I'm not an advocate for celebrating the day of.
Of course,
I'm usually always working anyway. So today was my first day off with my children, and since we kind of rained out, yeah. It was a little rainy today, so we just
it's been
for the last week.
Yeah, last week is weird, but at least
we stayed home. Stayed home, watched some movies, ate some pizza, hung out. That's all.
Okay, so I had the exact opposite Father's Day. I due to what I will discuss later, was compelled to make sure that I did not spend Father's Day the way I spent my birthday, which is doing nothing. So I made sure I did something. So I actually gathered my offspring, and we actually took a random road trip to Naples, but about 2 hours away. We went on what's called Miss Naples. It was just big boat thingy that went out to the Gulf of Mexico. and you just kind of sat there, burned yourself up in the sun, but enjoyed it. It was take some nice pictures. It was a very nice time. And then afterwards, we found this little area called the Parrot Bay Bar, which is also a restaurant. We went there, and I had me the most delightful frozen drink. It was called apple tiki, but it tasted like applesauce. Then you drop a fireball shot in it, and it tastes like cinnamon applesauce. Quite delicious. So we actually had a good time. We had mozzarella sticks, and we had the most fantastic jerk chicken jerk seasoned mahi fish wrap with like a pineapple sauce in it, bro. Pineapple sauce in it. It was great. Gotcha. It was delicious. And we also had we had some nachos, which were really good too. And I had the nachos actually had lettuce on it. I liked it. The boys didn't like it so much, but I liked having lettuce on my nachos. It was, I don't know, it was different. And then of course we had like a Philly cheesesteak just in case nobody would like it. And all the food was great. It was a great time. Never been in Naples before. Never drove to Naples before. The funniest thing about it though is that we were running late. I thought I totally underestimated how long it would take to get there. And this is one of those, if you're not on the boat by 1:00, we leave you and it's non-refundable, right? So I called them and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm running late, but as long as we get there before 1, we'll be fine, right? And they said, no, you have to be on the boat before 1 or else you forfeit everything. So I was hauling ass. I mean, I'm talking about 90, 95 down to 75, right? And then all of a sudden, as I'm 14 miles out, my car starts going ding, 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 ding. Apparently,
oh, no.
Yes. Apparently, the engine oil was overheating, right? It was overheating. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to stop. If we stopped, we would have made it. I kept driving, but I slowed down. I took a risk, and it came down. But in my defense, I actually Googled it. And I read some stuff. I'm putting high mileage motor oil in my car now, right? And apparently, the high mileage motor oil makes your oil run hotter than it usually would. So actually, it wasn't my vehicle. It was the fact that I'm putting high mileage motor oil in my car, and I'm not going to do that anymore now. So that's what it was. So it wasn't like I was
under whose supervision were you doing that for?
Me? What?
Who told you to do that?
To do what? High mileage?
High mileage, yeah.
Because my vehicle is 115,000 miles. That's high mileage.
Right, but you just gotta make sure before you do anything like that. Check the viscosity that you need for your car first.
With 10W30.
And you got the high mileage?
High mileage 10W30. And that was not a good idea. So I'm not doing high mileage anymore because of that. But we still made it, and the car was fine, and it didn't overheat on the drive back because I stayed under 90. And so that was weird. But I had a fantastic. I had the exact opposite time.
So that's what happened. You were driving fast.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I was going 90, 95 miles an hour. But I've done that before. It's never overheated.
Or the car wasn't ready for it.
No, the freaking oil wasn't ready for it because brand new oil I put in there. I made sure everything was good to go, tires, everything, but whatever. So I actually had a fantastic, and you know what it is though, is that I treated myself. I did it for. I always used to think that doing the things for yourself is I wouldn't say sad, but that for your birthday, for certain holidays that are directed at you, you shouldn't be the one planning your own thing. People who care about you should plan it for you. That's how I've always felt.
Or with you.
Yeah. But you know what? After things that come to light that I will discuss, and we discussed in previous episodes, I realized forget that shit. I said I'm going to treat myself, and going forward, I'm going to treat myself way better than anybody else, friends, family, especially women that may or may not come around. Which hopefully no more will come around because fuck them. But yeah, I sat there. I was on the boat, and my son took a video of me just staring off into the sunset, and he sent it to me. And I was like, you know what? Let me put a little quote there. My mom always said to me, take time to treat yourself because nobody else will, you know? And I put that, I plastered that quote all over social media because it was exactly right. That stop feeling, don't feel unappreciated, appreciate yourself. That's pretty much what it is. So to dovetail back and this episode actually more so than all the other episodes kind of linked together. Unfortunately, it wasn't planned that way. So episode 45, which was why do men be so dramatic? Episode 46, feeling unappreciated. And today's episode, portrait of a breakup from a man's point of view, they all kind of dovetail into each other because the same narrative plays out in it. So those who have not, and I do recommend you guys listening to episode 45, 46 to get more of where I'm coming from with this episode, because it's going to be another one of me episodes if you want to know the full story. But to give you a quick synopsis, and something that only the keen listeners would notice, and the inside jokes, was that I was actually dating a woman since January. Now I kept it on the DL, both in social media and on this podcast, because A, I was supposed to be the single guy, so it was ruining the dynamic, and B, because um, I didn't want to start throwing it out there, because if and when it ended, which it did, I didn't want to have to explain things to everybody. I don't have to be on this podcast explaining things. I don't want to explain things to anybody else. Oh, why did it happen? Oh my God, why? I didn't want to. So I said, let me just keep it, hush hush a little bit for the most part, not too overt. So in the highly unlikely event it ends prematurely, I don't have to look like a jackass trying to explain myself to. And no, you don't have to explain yourself, but people ask, and you feel obligated to explain. No matter who you are, you feel obligated to explain. So yes, so officially, to let you guys honest to know, I was dating a woman since January. She was somebody that I knew before. It was actually my first attempt at backsliding. Now that's based on another topic we discussed. Um, champion the backslide, and I said, okay, fine. So when she came back around, and we dated back in, like, I don't know, 2009, 2010. And we were kind of each other's orbit. She'd come back around. We may or may not hook up. But this time, she came back around hard. She came back around with a purpose. She pursued me. She said this, this, this. She took the time out. She was consistent. She wanted to be in a relationship. She came back hard. I never asked her why all of a sudden. And now I'll never be able to ask her, but I really should have, because it might have informed, and it would have shown me, it would have
where her mind was.
exactly, probably prevented the outcome that came about. So, but she did, and like I was talking to my friend, as I was explaining this to her, and she's like, but it must have felt nice. I said, yes, it felt nice to be wanted. It felt nice to have somebody pursue you. It felt nice to have somebody demand your time, want your time. Even if it was superficial. And it's true, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. A woman pursuing me, a woman telling me, I care about you, I want to be with you, let's be in a relationship. What I'm saying? Regardless of the context, I was blinded to that, because unfortunately, any consistency is better than no consistency. It looks like with me. I got to elevate my
Yep.
standards clearly. And she was very, very consistent. But as you guys understood, there were little sprinkles of things that were bugging me for a little bit with her, when it came to reciprocation, or time, or just not doing certain things, or doing anything at all. And the last straw for me was on my birthday. It was, as the joke, as not the joke, as the episode Feeling Unappreciated discussed. um she didn't come around. I didn't see her. She didn't do anything for me. She didn't try to do anything for me. She again, all she did is she sent a text, she sent a Facebook post. Well, that should be enough. Says who? Because in reality, and it's unfortunate that I have to list these things. I've done so much for her, not at her request, but for her, to show that I care. I made sure that she had stuff given to her for Mother's Day. I made sure that she had a fantastic Valentine's Day, even though we were only dating for about 6 weeks. I made sure it was special and it was different. Um, I made sure that whenever she needed a ride, from work late at night, I got there. And anytime she wanted to come over, I picked her up. Little things like that. I made sure she was fed. I made sure even though I hate the fact that she smokes, I would buy her cigarettes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just for that. Um, and and on the flip side, if anything bugged her about me, one of the things that bugged her about me was my snoring. Unfortunately, I snore like it's a symphony. It is an ogre. It is loud. So, and she never asked me to do it, but I spent a couple $100 on 3 different things to try and combat my snoring. One of them even shocks you at night to combat it. It's funny because I tested it with Joe in Texas. Yeah, basically it's like you wear it here, and once your decibel level gets, apparently it can listen to the decibel level.
Mhm.
Snoring has a certain decibel level, and so it would shock you and make you like kind of like and kind of like knock you out of it. So it didn't work either
That
though.
sucks.
Right. So yeah, I know it was. So these are things that I try to do because I'm thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. You want to spend time with me. You want to spend the night all the time, but you can't stand my snoring, but you also won't let me go into another room so I wouldn't snore and bother you. So it's kind of a catch-22. So I try to do stuff like that. These are the little things, leaving her in my car when I go out of town, just asking, please pick me up from the airport, but ride it all you want. These little things that a boyfriend does, I did. And I didn't even know I still had it in me. So when my birthday comes around, and this is a good excuse to show me you appreciate me, to show me that you care, or just to spend time with me, especially when you know that I'm not really feeling 100% with life or certain things that aren't good, that or disappointments that I have. Everybody gets down. And we're down. To not come around, to not attempt to do anything, to not literally do nothing, to not be a girlfriend, period. That pushed me to the edge where I had to tell her how I felt. And I read, if you want, I read it on air, I think last episode, what I sent to her. And in the end, after I expressed myself, which is why, referring to episode 45, why men be so dramatic, what I got in return was a breakup. And that's it. So I'm actually going to read exactly what she said, because it needs to get her context. So this is June 16th, and she goes, "Hey, sorry I've been busy. I know we're not good as of now, but I just want to say sorry. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done to me. Done to me. I just want to take some time for myself, since you're gonna be busy, which I don't know what that means. For now, just focus on your career, and so do I. Thanks, babe." And I just left it on red. So she sent a follow-up text, and says, "It's just too much going on with me and at work. I'm not a good girlfriend. Sorry, I'm not perfect." So I simply replied with "Cool, let me know when you're coming to pick up your stuff." And that was my response. So what she's saying is, okay, great. She said sorry. Great. She's admitting that she's not a good girlfriend. That's being a coward.
Yep.
She's never gonna listen to this, or anybody else. I don't care. But if she is listening to it, you are a fucking coward. That's what I want you to know. Because nothing happened that could not have been fixed with a simple "sorry, I'll do better. Sorry,
Yep.
let me surprise him with something. Sorry, I do appreciate you." But for me, as a man, to express how I'm feeling, that I feel unappreciated, I feel like this is one-sided. I cannot believe you left me hanging on my birthday. For your immediate response to that to be, "You know what? You're absolutely right. I'm a bad girlfriend. Let's break up. Go focus on you, and I'll focus on me." What the fuck does that mean? What she said in this text, "Since you're gonna be busy." Who the hell said that? What are you talking about? She said to him on this text, "You focus on your career, and I focus on my career." My career has never been a hindrance to this relationship, ever. What are you talking about? My job has nothing to do. This job never comes up. Besides, "Oh, I hate it." But other than that, it has nothing to do with our relationship. So what do you mean my job? What are you talking about? Okay, your job is busy. You have time off. I don't understand. What are you talking about? You work nights at a restaurant. You're not bringing your work home with you. And I'm not belittling her profession. I'm just saying that the way she makes it sound like she's not some hedge fund something, or some law firm who's gonna take her work home. She's not even a fucking teacher who has to grade papers at home. She works in the food industry, and when she's off work, she's off work. That's it. When she's on the weekends, she's off work on the weekends. So you're telling me that you have these garbage excuses because I, as a man, unfortunately decided to stand up for myself. Back to episode 44, episode 45. I stood up for myself. I said what I don't like. I said this is not right. And how do I get rewarded by this? I get dumped via text message just after my birthday, and sandwiched in between Father's Day. So she actually did really well. She did nothing for my birthday, which saved her some time, effort, and money. And she broke up with me just before Father's Day, so she didn't spend any time, money, or effort in me. You know what I'm saying? And yes,
did she ever?
What? No, she didn't. Clearly, the most effort she did is she came over, she slept, and gave me some goods. There you go. And yes, I'm petty. Yes, I'm being bitter. Yes, I'm angry. Am I heartbroken? No, I'm disappointed in
Yeah,
myself,
you
not
should
in
be.
her. in myself because I should have known better. I didn't do anything crazy, thank God, but I did enough. I did too much without realizing that this was becoming one-sided. I should have never made that extra effort for Valentine's Day. I should have never made that extra effort for Mother's Day. I should have done something simple or done nothing at all. Because clearly she would have been fine with nothing at all. And that's a friggin' lie. There's no way. There's absolutely no way had I done to her what she did to me. Or no, I did not do what she did not do for me, she'd have been okay with it. That her people would have been okay with it. Her friends would have been okay with it. They would have given her the business. Oh my God, I can't believe he did nothing for Mother's Day for you. Oh my God, I can't believe he did nothing for Valentine's Day for you. Oh my God, I can't believe he's not picking you up. Oh my God, I can't believe he's not feeding. That's what it would have been. No, I didn't do it because of that. I did it because I was in a relationship, because I was being a boyfriend. And when I sit there and ask you to be a girlfriend, this is what I get. Mind you. So then I have to ask the question, why the fuck did you come back? Why the fuck did you pursue me? I want to make it very clear, everybody. I didn't reach out to her. I didn't go to her. She came to me. She reached out to me. She followed me. She pursued me. So what were you looking for? You were looking for what? A nice guy to take you out, treat you right, so you can post it over social media. So what? So people can say that somebody loves you? Is that what it was? And now when that same guy says, hey, can you put some effort in this? It's your turn now to actually reciprocate. It's your turn to be a girlfriend. You're like, nah, I didn't sign up for all of that. I wanted you to do all that stuff and head out. This is where I am right now, because I can't stand that this shit keeps happening. I don't understand it. I'm not perfect. Never said I was, but I'm pretty damn good. I'm a really good guy. I am. And I try my hardest to show my appreciation and my love and my affection to those that I care about. I will jump through hoops for anybody, especially if I'm dating you. But if I'm asking for the bare minimum, that's grounds for termination of the relationship. That's grounds for fuck it, I'm out. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you guys think about the whole, oh, she admitted her faults and she's doing something. No, she's not doing. She's a coward.
Well, because I mean, but with that argument that she's admitting to her faults, she'd admit to them and then, either A, appreciate that you brought them up and helping her realize that she has faults, and then doing something to mitigate what she did wrong.
She did. She broke up with me.
What I'm saying is like
that's how she mitigated.
She would do something. She would do something to fix it. What?
Don't even bother.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why the fuck I even look at that. It's fucking Joe. She not only just like, basically in layman's terms, I understand you're upset. I fucked up. But I'm out. I can't do this. Yeah. But at no point did she take responsibility. She didn't take ownership to her actions. Nope. She did absolutely nothing. Nope. So to me, just from hearing, from what you've shown and what you said, it shows like she never really cared. Like she wasn't really into it. So that's why I said, why did she even waste your time in pursuing you? Yeah. What was the end game? Like was she going through something in that short span of time where she just needed to escape somewhere and just have somewhere to go? And what was the purpose?
And that's the point. And that's why I wish I took the time out to follow my gut and ask her that question. Why now? I never asked the why now. I lie to myself and say that I never had an opportunity. I probably did. But I think my intuition, I was afraid to hear the answer. I was afraid to know why she came back, because to know why, I probably would have been like, okay, then I'm out. I would have ended it right there. Right. That's probably because my gut says ask her. My gut also says you're not going to want to hear the answer probably. That's why I think, because there's many times I could have asked her. Many times we were in the car. Many times we were in bed. Many times we were out. Where I could have said, hey, by the way, we know each other for a while, and all of a sudden now you're like, yeah, I'm the one for you. How did you come to that conclusion? I should have asked, and I wish I asked, because I think it would have saved me. And 6 months is not a long time, but the effort that I put into it is goddamn longer than 6 months. I put some effort. I did some work. I did some legwork into this relationship. She sat down. That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
So, and mind you, my hostility to my voice is not hurt or pain. It is just pure frustration at the madness that is. Jason, have you not learned a fucking lesson yet? How are you still going through this when you claim to be a former nice guy? How are you still going through this when you claim you've learned your lessons from your early 30s, your late 20s, your mid 20s, your early 20s? How is this still happening? So if we go to the obvious point, it's me. I have terrible taste in women. I attract the wrong women and I pick the wrong women. Clearly, right? That's the only way I can look at it.
I
So I have to ask you a
mean,
question because I sent you and Joe a screenshot when I got this, and you guys are funny. What was your first impression when I sent you the screenshot? Because you guys were asking me, hey, is there any updates with her? What's going on with her? I can't believe this. So when it got the update, you guys were the first ones to get it. Manny, what was your first um uh opinion when you saw the screenshot of her words verbatim?
I just my first reaction was it's bullshit. Like it's just straight and utter bullshit. There's no like just just, her verbiage, her act, like just the fact that she took the time out to even waste time to send that.
Yeah,
I was like, what was the purpose? You might as well just have been just said, hey, it's not working out. Like, don't give that bullshit excuse. Oh, life is busy, work is. Everybody knows that.
yeah,
Everybody's going, especially within the last what year and a half,
yep,
15 months that we've all. Everybody knows that. That's not an excuse to be a failure in a relationship.
yeah,
Oh, I'm a bad girlfriend. So do better. If you want to be a better girlfriend, are you going to do it now or are you going to do it later on in life? Like, you're going to be a little late for that shit at this
yeah,
point, you
yeah,
screw up on those stupid little things when you're younger, when you're in like,
yeah,
teenage years, tween years, you do stupid shit like that back then. Now we're all grown ass adults and you're still, I can't figure it out.
yeah.
What? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on in her life, which obviously and clearly I don't know her, so I can't really say that there isn't. But just from what it
Right.
doesn't seem like there is anything. You
Well,
know,
I don't know, per se. She said it has something to do with her family or personal crap and work. Yeah, work's hard, dude, but that's work.
but even with that,
But
what is the one thing we've always said? Communicate.
of
If you
course,
have an issue with
yeah.
something, communicate the shit.
And
Don't
and
just be
and
like,
and that's the
uh
sad part about it because she knows she could. Let me just right now. When she was feeling down about her parenting situation, that girl cried to me. Okay, I held her and I said I didn't sit there and say, baby, get over it or ignore it. I said I'll help you. If we have to go to court, we'll do it together. I said I know how to do it. I said I'll go to the courthouse with you. I'll drive you where you need to go. This is what I said to her. I said if you need me, I'm here. That's the difference. I'm feeling down because if I feel about work, how I feel about certain things,
about life in
about life,
general.
just life in
That's what
general.
happens. It gets you
Do you
sometimes.
think I got that reciprocation from her? It was more like, and I can even scroll up and say, "Oh, baby, you'll get over it." He, or whatever. Some of that. She never addressed whenever I said that I was upset about something. She just bypassed it. But please believe, when she was upset, I made sure I was there emotionally and physically there. I was present when she was upset, especially in the beginning. And I told her it'd be better, even know what I need to do. If we need to figure out how to make him feel comfortable, we'll bring him over. I gave her solutions. See what I'm saying? That's what a relationship does. You take your pain is my pain. That's what it works.
Right.
Um,
You share the
Joe,
load.
we're talking about today's episode is portrait of a breakup from a man's point of view. So I just asked Man what he thought when he
Your
saw,
breakup.
huh?
Your
Yes.
breakup.
Yeah. What?
Your breakup.
Yeah. So, well, I don't call. She broke up with me. It wasn't a breakup. She broke up with me. So, I just asked Man the question. What was your immediate first impressions when I sent you? Because you guys were asking me for updates about what was going on because she went MIA around my birthday time, and
Yeah.
she when I got the response from her, and I sent you the response from her. What was your initial reaction?
Well, first I felt bad for you.
First, Jay,
Because
I'm sure Jay, I pitied you. I said, "Oh,
It's not
Yes,
even.
Saru.
I'm not even. No, like on all seriousness.
Okay.
I know I joke around a lot, but on all seriousness, I've known you for quite a long time. So I don't particularly like it when I see stuff like this happening to people that I am very close with.
Right.
And this is just completely, this is completely honesty with me. I don't appreciate that. So when I saw the conversation you guys had and what you sent us in our chat, it was more like, oh well, here we go again. This is like,
See,
here
Joe
we go.
knows. Joe
Like
knows.
I kind of like the moment I read the short answers and the stupid and the stupid excuse that she brought up about work, it's like I personally didn't even like her to begin. I didn't like her to begin with.
He didn't
And
like her
this
because she ditched us when you guys came to visit, which is
three
another thing.
times. It
Yes, which
wasn't
is
even
another
once.
thing.
It was three times.
You're right.
I was down there
Didn't-
like this year is not even. We're in the middle
Yeah.
of this year. I was down there at least by you by like three times
Yeah,
already.
yeah. She didn't
And
meet you one time. My best friend in the whole wide world. She did not meet one time when I told her to come. It was probably should have been a red flag. I just didn't think. You know?
I just didn't I don't like those excuses
Right.
that women throw. And just completely just gonna throw this out there for this gender alone. Like, they do this shit on a regular basis
Yep.
when they get tired of something, when they don't want to talk about what's really happening, and
Yep.
they keep everything closed. It's just an excuse and after excuse after
Yeah.
excuse. And this is what's happening in today's age. Everyone is just so closed up and shelled, and no one wants to talk about shit. Everyone's afraid to talk about something.
Mhm.
They don't want to open up feelings. Forget about that. Fuck that. We don't even know what that is anymore.
Yeah,
That's,
God forbid. God forbid you express feelings.
feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a man, you're considered a bitch.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
clearly,
But
grounds to
but
break up with him because you stand up for yourself. Can you
I
believe it?
actually, and I was like having this conversation with my woman today. I'm like, why are women nowadays trying to be more like men? What are you doing? Like, is this like a new thing? Like, I just don't understand. Like, women's mentality today are, in my opinion, and from what I'm seeing on a regular basis, they're slowly turning into like a man's mentality.
It's funny
If you
because I
want
thought that.
to,
Because I thought
yeah,
that when I
if
when I when I put my stuff out there and she replied with simple words, I said, when did I become the woman in this relationship? When did I become it's and I don't mean it to be derogatory.
The
Listening.
bitch.
Right. When did that happen? When did I start saying, "Hey, listen, I'm not feeling love," and the response is, "Oh, okay, that's a long message. That's too much message." I mean, what?
like, come
Well,
on,
see,
I
that's why I asked the last time, like, what was the parental units as she was growing up? What was their situation? Because if the father was still in the picture, we grew up in a time where, you know, sharing feelings wasn't reciprocated. It
Right.
wasn't
Exactly.
it wasn't brought up to there. So, like we spoke about in the last episode, that when men today, as us in our generation, when we discuss our feelings, it needs to be paid attention to, because this is how we were brought up. We were brought up to avoid having these conversations.
Exactly.
So whenever we got to the point to do it, it's fucking listen,
Yeah, that's a moment
So
to say ding. That
right.
means I'm really
right,
fucking up if
So
he's expressing
right,
his feelings.
yeah,
my curiosity in that aspect is, at the same time that we're at this situation, I'm sure the fathers were also telling their daughters,
Yeah.
hey, listen, here's some key words that you need to avoid, or you need to be this way with when it's said to you.
right,
And I'm pretty sure a lot of these women nowadays are just like, well, my father raised me to be tough, because men enjoy walking around on women, and that's how it's always been. But now we're taking a stand, which is like a revenge thing,
Right.
like my father taught me I'm strong. And again, nothing wrong with women. You can be strong, but
You
at
can
the
be
same
strong,
time,
but
you can be
but you don't
there's a
belittle
level.
a man's
Yeah.
feelings if he's
Right.
expressing it. You see,
Right.
so when this
So,
happened, right? Carry on.
no, I'm sorry. I
No.
think that's what it is. I think that they're just trained by the father to be like, hey, listen, act a certain kind of way,
Right.
be this guy. Don't grow up to be a little shit,
you'd be
or
surprised. A lot of
whatever.
mothers are enforcing this also, like in abundance. I hear a lot of stories, like especially here up here, locally too. Like just he say, she say. A lot of mothers, a lot are legit telling their daughters, and telling their daughters to be more masculine, not like
Hmm.
not literally, but like
Just
psychologically,
emotionally,
Yeah.
yeah.
telling them to be more masculine, and then their sons are
To be
put in a
more
position,
feminine in a
yeah.
way because
Oh, why are you
you know,
crying? Why are you being a little bitch for? Like that's what.
yeah,
Hmm.
you got the little girl crying and you're like, oh, quit being like that because you're just gonna let people walk all over you when you grow up. And then the
Right.
boy's
Yeah,
crying and it's like, why are you doing that? You're homosexual, or you're gonna grow up to be weak or anything like that. Like it's two different like paths, and it screws the children up. Like if they're gonna cry, let them fucking cry. Let them figure it out as they grow. Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or maybe I shouldn't cry about this, or maybe I shouldn't react this way. But
Hmm.
if you're trying to influence them, you're kind of diverting them to like the other side, or what they're trying to be. You know, again, we have very strong, dominant women that are just like, oh, I'm more of a man than my boyfriend or than my husband, and he's the fucking woman in the relationship. You know,
yeah,
blah 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 blah, and like the gender roles get flipped, and that's the problem. And it's just how they were raised, and it's horrible because I've dealt with that, you know, in my past relationships or whatever, and it's annoying as shit. It's just like, oh, listen, like I'm not trying to dignify myself as a man or as a woman or as a bitch or a Mitch or however you want to call it. I just
Mitch.
want I just want peace.
I just
Like,
want to be
why do
me.
we?
I just want to be
Yeah,
me.
I just want to be happy. I want to be me. I want you to be happy. You know, why does it, if I cry during a movie, why do you got to look at me like, oh, you're a little bitch. Oh, look at this Mitch over here. And then now you're ruining my whole day. I'm like, yo, no, that touched me. Why can't I
Right.
just show emotion? You know, if women can do it, why can't we? We're all human, you know. But that aspect ratio, like it screws it all up for everybody, and everybody's just like, you know, they're so misconstrued on how to act and what to say and what to do, and that's the problem now, man. It's so bad, and everybody's just trying to overpower
Yeah.
everybody, and it's just like people like us, we're just like, well, what the hell do we do now at this point? You know, we're at a loss of words. We can't act on it because we're frowned upon or we're looked at a certain kind of way. And then we do
Pretty
act
much.
about it. It's like, oh shit, you know, what's going on over here? And then when we deal with the women that act like this, we're, you know, they're all like, oh well, you know, take it or leave it. This is what I am. This is how I am on the table. But why do you have to be so abrasive? You
Yep.
know, why can't you just say, hey, you know what? The sun's yellow. You know, don't look at it because that's stupid. And the sky is blue, but don't fight with me about it. Like, yo, you're wrong because you know you think you're a man. You know better than me. No, fuck you. You know, I'll fight you right now. Like, whoa.
that
Like, why did this just escalate
is
so
that
badly?
escalated quickly.
Like there
Yeah,
was,
like what?
yeah,
Like why? Like, okay, whatever you say. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Like, oh, okay, now I
there was an incident uh happened the other day. I overheard this from a friend, and
got friends.
he, yeah, I'm surprised
Associates,
have
associates,
any, yeah, probably acquaintances.
associates,
Um,
associates.
so I had a friend of mine tell me her, like, his girl basically said, like, they were arguing about something. It was some stupid shit, and his girl was like, "Oh, stop being a bitch ass n,"
Oh, damn.
Ooh,
like, and it was like,
It
and
was
I'm thinking to myself,
it's happened to me before.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, what a manly thing to say.
Right.
Like, what a manly thing to say. You are so like, you're that engrossed in saying something like, to me, it just I can't take a woman seriously after hearing that. I couldn't hear that. I know someone else that said, to his girl said to him, "Oh, you're acting like a woman." I I can't deal. I wouldn't be able to deal with that. For me, I would have been like, look, I need to, if I, and they were living with each other, I would have been like, look, I need to step away from the house for a little bit. I'll be back on Tuesday. And like, it's Wednesday. Like, I would, no, I can't deal with that. You're devaluing me as a man. Like, you're pretty much degrading me
yeah, emasculated.
as me being a man by saying that I'm acting more like a woman. So
But
why
see,
don't you go
and
fuck a woman then, if that's the case?
this
Like, why
Oh,
don't
this
you?
is this is something that I brought up a while back. As a woman, as somebody who identifies themselves as a non-male gender, right? How are you to tell me how I'm supposed to act? Do you have a pair of balls and a cock between your legs to tell me how I need to say things, what I need to do?
How did you
No.
pronounce cock?
Cock.
Cock.
Cock. Guy from Boston. I go up there and beat up smart kids.
Manny was secretly born in Boston. He was
You got some cork?
Beat up the
he was-
smart kids.
You got some
We're gonna, we're gonna go drive to Harvard and put
I'm gonna,
cork in
call, I'm
the
gonna call the
mouth.
cops. I'm gonna call the cops.
We're gonna go drive in the car. Take a long trip.
I'm gonna call the cops, huh?
But it's just it's so surprising for them to be like, well, that's not how men are supposed to act. How do you know that? Who was the person who showed you how a man's supposed to act? Oh, my father.
Media.
Okay.
Media.
Oh,
Media did
well,
it.
it's either social media, they're the most direct male person in their life, which is usually their father, sometimes their brother, or something of the fact, or I saw it on TV one time. Like, I want to be treated that way. So I want that man to be my man, or I want you to act like that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not that guy.
Just throw the whole society in the garbage.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
to get back on
Throw it in the garbage.
topic, when this happened to me, the first thing I thought about was you, Joe, because you had a situation like this where because you expressed yourself, it led to a breakup. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we're referring to she who should not be named. You know, so and because I remember that what it was, all it really was, in my opinion, as an outside looking in, is that you felt some kind of way. You continued to feel some kind of way, and it was never addressed properly to quell it, and it flew out of proportions. So I mean, you probably didn't get. I got a little bit of PTSD when I saw it. I just said, "How does this happen to me now?" You know.
Yeah.
When you went through this, and I mean, it's very similar. You had some issues that you needed to discuss. You had some reservations, you know, and in the end, it led to a breakup from what was supposed to be a very loving relationship. How did you handle that fact? How did you feel when the reward that you got for expressing yourself was it's over?
A lot of mixed emotions, especially because of who I was dealing with at the time.
Right.
I felt a lot of things. First, not pertaining to the person, but pertaining to myself. I felt a little back then. I felt a little less confident,
Right.
Because I was dealing with somebody of that caliber.
Correct.
Before that even came in the picture, I mean, I went around the block and had many who were
Like Jenny?
close many who look close like her, but not exactly like her.
Right. Well, she was different in the
in many ways. And for me to experience that, I'm not gonna lie to you, it made me a little crazy.
Self-conscious, made you a little self-conscious.
Self-conscious. It made me crazy. I mean, dude, I remember, I legit remember, and that was like probably one of the hardest ones that I've had to deal with. I remember going to my buddy Sean's house, and I was like, I took off for like 2 weeks, and I was just like staying on his couch. And he was like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm like, my arm is hanging off the fucking couch. Like this.
Drooling a little bit.
And he's like, dude, I'm going to work, man. Just, if you're leaving, just lock up. I was like, all right.
That's what he said.
I never left the house.
It's like, dude, I'm going to work. You don't have to go home. You gotta get the fuck up out of here.
I did not leave the house. I stayed on the couch all day. I might have watched a movie on Netflix at the time, but
He watched Love Actually, and he's like,
and that movie with Keanu Reeves, where he puts the letter in the mailbox.
Any guy, anytime, anywhere. You tell him.
I was going through it, man.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was definitely hard. It did not sit with me. Right. I mean, now I'm fine, but
of course.
I mean, back, yeah, am I? But, I don't know. Sometimes, let me not say that too loud. But no, I was thoroughly shocked because, like Jason said, there was a big part of it where I tried to express myself openly, emotionally, and I felt like I got rejected big time. Yeah. I felt like it didn't matter what I said in that point in time because I was pouring myself out. And normally, I'm a very emotional guy, but normally I would do that if I'm feeling for a person, which I pretty much I think that was like maybe the second or third person. Like I was really feeling it. So for me to do that and then to get it rejected or to feel like I wasted my time saying it, it hurt. It hurt and it messed me up.
Yeah.
It messed me up emotionally, completely messed me up.
See, that's
So
why the luckiness for me is that I wasn't attached to her to that level. I
right,
wasn't. So it
right.
did. All I feel is, God damn it, fuck, and another one bites
Yeah,
the dust, kind
like
of thing.
shit. Like I
Yeah,
wasted
like
my
But she
time.
yeah, like
did you a favor at the same time. It's like, you know, you weren't far into it,
I wish
you
she did me a
know.
favor earlier, maybe before my
Yeah,
birthday,
definitely.
maybe before Mother's Day, definitely before Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I could have
Well,
easily that could have gone to pay for a bill or school or something. Okay, I got some.
hmm
I got to pay my classes. Okay, do me a favor. Do me a favor earlier.
I felt something with her, man. I don't know what it
Huh?
was. I just felt no. I felt something with her. Like I just
It's
didn't.
funny because and it's funny because again, I kept it on the DL on social media. I kept it on the DL for this podcast. I kept it on the DL for the other podcast because I wasn't ready because I didn't need this to happen. It falls apart so
right.
soon, and then here I am sitting there like, damn. Now So, but unfortunately, she hung around my boys. I hung around her kid. She hung around my mom. So now I have to one by one say, by the way, you're never gonna see her again. By the way, hey mom, yeah, she's not coming back over anymore. We're done. Don't worry about it. Take her off your social media. Oh, hey guys, yeah, that's over and done with. It's embarrassing,
It
you know.
is.
It's
It
really
is.
embarrassing, and I hate this, which is why I kept it so close to the vest, and only slowly came out, or she would just drop it down, and I have to deal with it. It's unfortunate because this is why nice guys become hard. This is why good guys become hard and why they close themselves off and why they're so reserved. Because I'm telling you right now, I did nothing to deserve being broken up with the way I was via text message. Just because I expressed myself on two different occasions via text because she wouldn't, you know, wasn't coming by for me to talk to her in person. That's it.
Karma comes
My
back
She wasn't gonna
crime,
do it.
really
my
bad.
crime was expressing myself. I'm telling you right now, had I not expressed myself and then doubled down on it, because you see this in a screenshot, she just starts laughing. Hey, what's going on? Laughing. And I said to her, is everything a joke to you? She goes, what's wrong? I'm like, what do you mean what's wrong? Scroll up. I just explained to you what's wrong. What do you mean what is wrong? I said, your behavior doesn't make any sense to me. And it's behavior you wouldn't appreciate. Because I doubled down on my feelings, because I doubled down on trying to stand up for myself, my reward was, or my consequence was, getting dumped in the most cowardly way possible. And I'm going to say, and that is the word of the day for this episode: coward. She's a coward. That was cowardly. That's
Of
all that
course.
was.
Of
And
course.
and it's unfortunate
Hmm
that's the reality that I'm dealing with.
Of
Is that I
course.
was dating a coward.
That's the best way to
Who,
put it.
and the reality is, I'd still be dating her if I dismiss
If
my
you
own
kept your
feelings.
mouth shut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How is that right? If I kept my mouth shut or didn't double down, because we were still good, sort of, after the first time I unloaded on her, but I doubled down. I said, no, this is not going to be, we're not going to excuse this. This needs to be addressed. That's my consequence.
What good is it being in a relationship like that? Like where you
No,
have to
there
where you
isn't
have
any
to
There
good.
is, there isn't,
you have
but
to do
again,
that in
yeah,
order to
Yeah.
yeah,
You definitely have to put all your cards on the table from the beginning, man. Like it's just for me, that's basically what you did. Like she obviously wasn't prepared for it, or she didn't care to be a part of it.
of
So
course,
because you stood up and were just like, hey, listen, like this is who I am. Not to mention you should be already familiar with this.
of course, exactly my
But
point. This is
you
I'm not.
know,
This is nothing new.
but that was just you basically saying like, hey, listen, if this is going to progress in this manner, like there's really no reason that basically you just gave her the ultimatum, like, yo, it's either you change and actually be
Well,
somebody
no,
of
no, not really, because I didn't sit there and say shape up, shape or ship out. I said
that's how she's thinking about
that's
it.
probably how she thought about it, but
Right.
there was another way. There was another way. So I got an
She wasn't
email.
ready for it.
There's another reason why I brought this up, because everybody's now slowly, hey, talking to me about what's going on, because they're noticing it, right? Because they notice nothing was done. She wasn't around for my birthday, and they really noticed now the Father's Day, because they saw what I did for her for Mother's Day. But Father's Day, they didn't see her around either. So I got an email from my high school sweetheart who's married, Okay, and we talk very rarely. I haven't spoken to her in probably a year and a half via email. Okay, emails me and say, hey, listen, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I have to speak my mind. She's like, I was on your Facebook and I saw your Father's Day stuff, but this chick that you're dating, did she not do anything for you? Did she not come around? Because she says, after what you did for her for Mother's Day and for Valentine's Day, I'm like, I didn't even know you saw that shit. She says she didn't even do anything for you for Father's Day. She was asking a question. She's like, that's crazy. I have to make sure. And I said, yeah, no, she wasn't around. I said, actually, did she realize when she found out, okay, she wasn't around for my Father's Day to do anything with me. And the whole birthday thing. This is a woman, by the way. She was appalled, absolutely appalled. She was like, "What?" She's like, "But you've done so." I said that aside, I don't know what to tell you. This is via email. She felt compelled to email me because she's like, something is wrong. Why isn't this girl with him? You know, on Father's Day, giving him at least some small modicum of reciprocation of what he did for her. And again, we brought up reciprocation in a previous episode. This is why I said this is the third, unfortunately, a third part of a series of me talking about this failed relationship. The reciprocation does not have to be tit for tat, but it should exist in a partnership. Period.
You think so?
Yes.
You don't think it's considered petty?
How?
I mean, tit for tat. I mean, it's like back
No,
and
no, no,
forth.
no, no.
Back
I
and
said
Well,
no.
forth.
I
no,
said
that's
it.
why
No,
you said it doesn't
no, I
have to
said it
be
doesn't
tit
have
for
to be
tat.
tit for tat. That's what I said. I said it doesn't have
Oh,
to
it
be tit
doesn't.
for tat.
Okay, I thought you said
No,
it
no,
does.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no. I'm not
My
saying
bad.
I do
No,
for
what he
you.
what
You do for
he's
me. You do for
what
me.
he's saying is more or less like, oh, I do something for you, and then you at least make
Oh,
the
okay,
effort to
okay.
do
I'm
something
thinking.
back.
You see, I
No,
was
let me
so
just.
Not
used
the
to the.
same
I was
exact
so
thing,
used to
just
the
No,
opposite of it. That's why. I'm
but the
sorry.
simple fact,
no, no, no.
of the matter is that if you care about somebody, you should want to show them that you care.
Right.
You should
Of
want to,
course. Of course.
call it a
Yeah.
bank. You know what I'm saying? You should
Yeah.
want to show them that you appreciate it. And like I said before, birthdays and holidays are the perfect opportunity. Was my friend told me opportunity, but I said excuse to show it. You may not show it all year, but Valentine's Day you show it. For birthday you show it. For Christmas you show it. You know what I'm trying to say? You
Hmm.
have a birthday and a Father's Day coming up. You don't do anything for your boyfriend or do anything or see him or do just you ghost your boyfriend on his birthday weekend. Then you break up with him, sandwiched perfectly between his birthday and Father's Day, and that's it. What kind of bullshit is that? That's what I'm trying to say. And then you send a text message. You say oh, you recognize you're a bad girlfriend or whatever, but that your life is whatever, and should whatever bullshit it was. Because as I keep listening, rereading it makes less and less sense.
And then you'll hear our female fans say, "Oh well, maybe she had a reason. Maybe
Yeah,
she had a reason to do
Well,
that."
yeah,
well, just to touch base
Shit.
on that is I've spoken to some people that I know that listen to this, and they all said the same shit. Like, why didn't she say or do anything for it? Like, that's kind of stupid. Like, in any relationship, it needs to happen. Like,
yeah.
regardless of what the effort is, at least something needs to happen. The
Something,
fact that she didn't do
anything
anything,
at
yeah,
all.
the fact that she didn't do anything, that's case closed. Like, and
Yeah.
majority wins. They were just like, nah,
Oh no,
I'm,
Jay, that
fuck her.
was like when the moment you kept telling me like you weren't taking like whenever she had mentioned something on social media, which I thought to this day it was fucking hilarious, where she'd be like commenting on everything that you've done
Yeah,
and you wouldn't say a word. I find that to be hilarious, but I see why because like I don't know. I feel like I'm glad you didn't take this to the next level or take
yeah,
it serious.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you
yeah,
didn't because I
yeah.
don't think this is a serious one to take serious. This
No.
is not it. She's not
Listen,
it.
clearly, listen. I have some
She's
some
not it.
people, some friends saying that they went through her entire social media and said, "What does Jason like about this girl besides the fact she's Asian?" That's what they said to me. They said this woman seemed to have no substance whatsoever. This is not, you know,
Damn, Jay, I've known you for
Sorry,
almost 20 years,
she's
and
not a
I,
real
I was
Asian.
even I was afraid to even say it to you.
She's not a
I should
real
have asked you
Asian.
that.
yeah. They said, but of course, this is all said to me after the fact. Where's the warnings during the fact? Hey Jay, not really digging the vibe I'm getting from this girl. Nobody said that, but everybody said it after the fact, after I deleted her off my thing and my thing went back to bling single. Oh, by the way, the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is fine, I get it. But I'm not the kind of guy who would be like, you gonna talk about a girlfriend like that? No, I appreciate that kind of shit because because sometimes when you're too close to the situation, you don't see
You're blinded by it.
you know what I'm trying to say? And clearly now with the benefit of hindsight, and I've only been broken up for a couple of days. With the benefit of hindsight, I realized, God, you're a fucking idiot. You should have either addressed this earlier or put a lot less effort into it. You should have given equal effort.
That's
Okay?
what I thought you were doing, to be honest. I thought you were putting less effort into
I
it.
I but I was, Joe. You know
Yeah.
me. Compared to how to real Jason or the romantic Jason, this was minimal effort.
Yeah,
But it was
I thought you were, because every
It
time
was.
she would talk, he would not, like, on social media, he would not respond. And she legit said the L word.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he would just like red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
And
I
then
would've-
and
yeah, I
then
would've
and then
replied
we were all talk shit and just make our jokes and that. But
Yeah.
I understood why he wasn't doing it. But it was just funny to see.
Yeah, it was a funny
It was
inside-
hilarious. It was
Yeah,
absolutely
inside joke. But
hilarious.
the fact was that this was ridiculous. This whole thing was ridiculous. And I put it back out there again. What was the fucking point? Because remember, she pursued me. She came back. She followed. She did it. She wanted this. She wanted the relationship. For
The
what?
title was just so good for her, and that's really all she cared about.
Clearly,
Was
the title and the perks.
Yep.
Clearly,
The title was just
the
there.
title and the perks, but you didn't want to put any effort into it. You didn't want to to play your part. That's the fact. So fact is, if that was the case, you should have never not. Okay. So, like I said to her, I said I didn't fight. I said, cool. Let me know when you pick up your stuff, because I made her a drawer here with all her stuff, so she felt comfortable when she was here. Because I'm a good whatever. Fuck it.
I would have put that shit in trash bag and just left it
That's
by
what
the
everybody
door.
says. Here's the thing, though. As angry as I am at both her and me, I'm not that petty. So I bagged it all up. It's in the garage right now, and she's got till July 1st. She doesn't know this, but if you really want your stuff, you'd come get it pretty soon. You're not gonna sit there and wait. So
She's probably not going to come by to avoid the awkward situation. That's what it seems like to me. She's gonna.
I'm not.
No,
bringing it to
I'm
her,
just.
and I'm
No,
not.
no, I'm
mailing it
not.
to her
I'm not
either.
saying that you should.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying if she's gonna break up with you over a text, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna come by to pick up her stuff just to
Then
avoid.
at that
the
moment,
conflict.
That's actually a good point, though.
at that moment she should have said just throw it all out. That's what she should have said.
But that's conflict on her end. She's not going to want to deal with that. She doesn't seem like the person that can either A, deal with conflict, or B, be around it.
There's no more conflict. I said cool. Period.
But again, that's
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
her.
But I'm not that guy, and I'm not gonna fight about you. I'm not even gonna sit there and say, no, don't leave me. Fine, you want to go.
I would,
girls-
just for the
that's
sake
what
of
you
the
do.
argument.
What? Oh.
You know
But
what you did to me, and then
why?
but why? And then the moment she goes away, I'm like, eh.
And then all of a sudden, as she leaves, she's like,
Wasn't worth
bitch
it.
ass. And
I remember my first reaction. I've asked you guys your first reaction, but when I saw the text and I read it, my face was like this. That's what I did. Not that was like a sarcastic, like I can't believe this is happening again.
that was a complete and utter lesson and waste of time.
Yeah,
I really I told you that
Yeah.
I felt something in me
Yeah.
that I just didn't like about her.
yeah.
And I should have actually mentioned it to you and told you from the start, but there was nothing that appealed to me
Right.
about her at all.
I
Like, nothing.
I felt it was off when everybody was when we did the second breakfast and everybody was like, oh, significant others, blah 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 blah, and then like no one significant other was there, and I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I didn't bring
Yeah.
anybody.
Even mine was like why am I gonna be the only girl there? You
Yeah.
guys have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Even though you gotta
No,
let her
because she
know.
was expecting
Oh,
to see his.
You gotta let her. You gotta let her
that was
know.
the idea.
Okay, I'm
That was the
one
idea.
of the girls too.
When Joe when Joe was coming, Joe gave me enough time. Joe gave me enough time that he was coming with his fiance. The minute Joe told me, I went directly to her and said, "Hey, babe, guess what? Best friend's coming down with his fiance. Clear that weekend. We're going out. We're doing brunch. We're doing a Colombian breakfast, and I want to go out on the town with them one time." Okay, and she understood this. Okay, I don't bug her to drag her out. Okay, but my best friend in the whole wide world is coming down with his fiance, the fiance in the whole wide world. They're gonna be staying at the house, out of the whole wide world. Okay, you can anybody would be like, okay, let's do this. Okay, simple brunch.
Excited to meet.
Excited. I want to show you off to my best friend in the whole wide world. That should be exciting to you. You should want to be around. You should be okay. Cool. Okay, fine. You can't make one of the. You can't make the entire weekend. The entire weekend. going out,
That
brunch.
should that to me that should have been a red flag. I should have been like,
It should it should have, and yet it I glossed it over. I let it pass. I didn't let it
yeah,
bother me.
yeah.
But like an inflatable balloon, when my birthday came, and it's funny because when my birthday came, I didn't even think about it until a few people started getting into my head saying, "What is going on? Are you seeing what we're seeing?" I was like, "Wait a minute, you're absolutely fucking right. I can't believe she's not what." And see, so it was like little things, and it built up. But I brought it up, and I brought it up, and I brought it up. But it is what it is, and this is why I say this is the portrait of a breakup from a man's perspective, because this is what we think when you women do this for no reason. And I'm sorry, the breakup was for no reason, and
No, it wasn't.
nobody can defend her decision because it was a coward's way out.
Yep.
And I'm letting you know this right now, whether she comes gets her stuff or not, I will clearly, if she's never allowed, never ever again allowed to reach out to me. She needs to lose my number. She needs to forget that I exist, because she has no right ever again to ever reach out to me.
Yeah, this is the
Right.
yeah. Let's make this the last one. Yeah.
No right.
At least no, I mean not the last one, period, but the last like
Yeah.
for her.
No.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. Because I cannot believe it that this is how this thing ended.
Yeah,
Do
especially
I need
especially
to
because she doesn't have the respect to do
No.
anything else.
No.
That right there is just disrespectful.
You're right. Disrespectful. I even use those words.
Straight.
Disrespectful.
do I gotta fly you two out on July 4th for a
Who?
big old party?
Oh, is the party July 4th? I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's in the Brooklyn Museum. It's huge.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down. Don't even ask. I'm down.
Manny, get your fucking ass up here, man. Come
You know,
on.
Yeah.
it's not that easy for me to do shit like that.
Come on.
Well, you have
Come
it's just put in the request. See what happens.
Yeah, and
It
then
doesn't
do
hurt to
what,
try.
and,
Let
and
me-
then do what with my children.
Bring him, bring him.
Ask your friggin' son. Ask your adult son. Pay your adult son to watch them for the weekend.
I'm not even gonna get into that situation with my adult son because that's a whole nother.
Oh, I thought that was rectified.
No, it's
Oh, we gotta bring that back. Okay, we gotta follow that up with a Father's Tale. All right, so guys, gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm done venting, and guys, those who are listening, thank you so much for allowing me to vent these last 3 episodes. I swear to God, I'm not this dramatic, but I have to express this. This is why this platform is here,
This was worth it.
and I know that there are men and females who feel this way, who could, if not empathize with me, can identify with how I'm feeling when it comes
yeah.
to how it led to this. So I appreciate you guys for listening to me whine and grind and gripe. I swear to God that this will not become this is it. There's nothing else to talk about.
You're
Yeah.
basically saving those men who look for the signs that you didn't
probably
probably saw or didn't see.
learn from me, gentlemen.
Exactly. So
Learn
that
from me.
they can catch that, because women nowadays look.
Yeah. So
It's
unfortunately,
different breed. I'm sorry.
final
It really
thoughts,
is.
gentlemen. Manny, or
I
maybe not
have-
final thoughts. Maybe you're like we've been doing advice to me. We usually give advice to the audience, or final thoughts to the audience. But I guess I am the audience right now, so I guess final thoughts to me.
So don't let this bad situation dull your eyesight. This
Right.
this is a bad situation. This doesn't mean this is life, you know. Again, somebody who's experienced horrible relationships myself.
Yeah.
You always have to have that glimmer of hope that there's going to be somebody there, which is the reason why this happened to you in the first place.
It's funny
You
because while I was on Miss Naples, I even posted it on social media. The song is
Yeah.
You'll find better love next time, baby, and
exactly.
don't give up, because you know you're gonna find. And that song was playing on Miss Naples. That was the first song that I heard, and I said, "Fuck you, universe! Fuck you in the ass, universe!" But I said, you know what? Let me enjoy it. And I recorded it, and it was a joke. But it's funny you say that, because that was the song to play. But carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's like I said, don't let this gloss you over and think that you got to write everything else off, because not every woman is the same. Not every woman is this person. It's going to be one day. Just now that you've realized that you're still there.
Yeah. still a fuck up,
Emotionally.
yeah.
Not a fuck up. Cut your shit out. You still
Yeah.
have that ability to be a little Mitch. You know, it's there, so you can hold on to that, put him away, shove him in the closet, until you find that next person that will light up your life, make you happy, who you'll finally say I love you back to.
On social media.
But this
Scene.
it's scene. Not leave them on scene or read or whatever. Um
Fucking great.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna, as I've said before, you're gonna kiss a lot of frogs before you actually find the frog prince.
Yeah, but you want to find the frog princess before you have a bunch of blisters all over your fucking lips. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Those are herpes, so it's a whole different thing. But there's cream. There's cream.
Preferably you kiss that, but you know what I'm saying. But whatever. Joe, your final thoughts to me on what is another.
I particularly don't want you to go ahead and put yourself down on this. This is not something you should put yourself down. We've been through this stage already. I have, you have,
yes,
again,
and
I know.
I'm tired. You made it. You transcended. Okay, you get DR trips. Okay, we discussed this. Okay. It's funny, guys. I'm being dead serious, guys. So this fucker knows that I'm not, like, my girlfriend is MIA, and he goes, "Oh God, guys, she's surprising me with a DR trip, just me and her," and I was just like, I hope you guys get in some kind of like lost situation. Like that's what I was thinking. Like really?
I hope you get kidnapped.
I was like, and I'm not envious. I'm just like, wow. Again, back to the universe. You fucking with me. Like, you literally, like, why would you do that to me?
It's a 3 for me. It's a 3, maybe a 480 compared to what I was dealing with.
Exactly.
But
however, you deserve it though. You've earned it. You've been through enough of it. But when's my time, Lord? When's gonna be my time? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shove even more in your face. For Father's Day, she actually had matching shirts made for me, Jocelyn, and my son and her. And I had the copy, like you have copy paste.
Yeah.
I had the copy, Control-C. My son had the paste, Control-V, and she had the whole program, like a digital program saying that she's like the mainframe. It was nice.
That's
and
cute.
We had a blue background. It was great.
Basically, what she told you with those shirts is that she's better than you.
Pretty much.
And the sun's just a copy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I got it.
I
pretty much.
All I did for her is get her a cupcake and took her to TGI Fridays for her birthday.
That's effort. That's what you do.
It's better than nothing.
No, I'm kidding.
So
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. No. I did want to say. I honestly did want to say, Jay, like this is like Mace. This is not the end for you, man. As cliche as it sounds, because you know it's not. As cliche as it sounds, obviously you never deserve this. I thought she was a piece of shit before. I just don't want to say anything, but she's even more of a piece of shit now. I mean, I'm sorry. I like to be the Bill Burr of the group.
I think
she was a piece of shit.
I didn't know her before, but I would have definitely called her a piece of shit if she was a piece of shit.
I kind of saw. Exactly. I kind of saw the signs here and there, but what really made me over the edge was the time when I saw the signs. God, what really made me over the edge was at the weekend that I came over, like he said, and then she was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
that was one. And then the second time I came, the first time I came by, he actually wanted me to meet her, and she never showed up again. Right. So it was like these instances where you're either fake being with him, or you're just there for the title, or you just liked what he does for you, which is what most women do because
the hurricane move.
It's redundant.
That's
and
really
this is
good.
why I say a lot of the women nowadays have a lot of shit to deal with, whether it be emotional baggage or for some reasons physical baggage, whatever it is. Us guys like this are not going to take it anymore. We're not standing for this.
Yeah.
As much as you come, you wonder who I like listening to, by the way. Also, Kevin Samuels. A lot of guys.
I was just going to bring him up earlier.
A lot of people don't like him. Women don't like him for the obvious reasons, but that man
he speaks straight truth. And then the moment he catches a woman stuttering, he's like, nope, goodbye, click. And he's like, I don't have that bullshit on my show. Next caller.
He would have read your ex to filth. And I'm
Oh, yeah.
telling you right now, he would have read her to filth.
And that's what I'm saying. He I think 2 or 3 episodes ago that he posted on Instagram, he was asking the female crowd, some of his callers or whatever, and he asked one girl, and I'll never forget this question. He said, "Oh, how old are you? Okay, all right. You want any children? Okay. Are you married? Oh no. Well, we're planning on being married." He's like, "Who in your life is teaching you how to be a wife?" And the girls would either be like, "Oh, nobody," or "You are," or "My mom." Okay, well, what's your mom's background? Is she still married to your father? No, she was a hoe. Well, you're not really marriage material yourself. Like, how if she's teaching you how to be a wife, how if she was never her wife herself? She did her thing, as women are and are capable of doing.
Right, of course.
Fine. But who's your role model? You cannot sit there and dictate who somebody is supposed to be for you if you don't have a proper idea of it yourself. If you didn't have that, if you didn't grow up in that environment. And that's what I was saying earlier. That's why I'm questioning how her upbringing was, because he said it himself. You can't be a wife if you've never seen what a wife is. You can read all about it,
right?
But you've never seen it.
Right.
How do you know?
I don't think she ascended to that level yet. She's also very young too, right, Jay?
No.
How old is she?
She's my age. She's 37 years old.
Oh wow. Okay. She didn't look it at all. Oh shit. All right.
No. She's
Asian old crack.
She's 37. She is my age, but she is 10 to 15 years younger. Clearly.
Yeah. No. Clearly. That's why I thought she was younger. Yeah.
Because no, there was no maturity in that whatsoever. Clearly, which is fine. It is what it is. But I guess that's it. My final words is, she was a coward. You are a coward, and that is exactly how I'm gonna end that right there. And that is the end of that. We're not gonna discuss this again. There's no reason to it, and we'll see what happens when the future goes. I will let you next time, though. If I do start seeing somebody, I promise to tell you guys from the beginning. Why the hell not? Because it clearly keeping it quiet doesn't
make a difference.
So that's it for Last of the Nice Guys. I'm Jason.
I'm Annie.
And Joe.
And thank you for your time. She's a coward.
I don't want to wake up. The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.